G'day and welcome! Today we are going to look through my Pokemon collection. Although it's nothing fancy, it's just the stuff that I've put together over the years, opening packets of Pokemon cards and things like that. Just thought I'd take a break from the DS for 1 minute and have a look at my collection. So first we'll start off with, here's what we're looking at as well. So we've got a book here, and another book right there, and another book right there of my collections, and then we've got a tin full of stuff, some goodies here, and these tins, a lot of them I took the cards out of these display folders so that I could put them up for resale, just to make a little bit of money at the moment. So we'll start out by having a look through the pages of this book. Pokemon Super Deluxe Essential Handbook, the need to know stats and facts on over 800 characters. So we'll have a quick look as we turn the page. As you can see there, we have some Pokemon. How about that? So we'll start off with looking in our display folder. Some of these have been taken to the market, the local markets where I live. So, yeah, let's have a look. We'll start off by looking at this page. If you can see there. And we will look at the Setitan, whatever that is. I don't like the fact that there's a lot of newer Pokemon. The names start to get confusing, and obviously I'm more into the retro style of Pokemon, where you have characters like Pikachu and Venusaur, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Arcanine, all those fun characters from the 90s, right? And this is going to be difficult, so I might just leave the display folder down and then just pull out what I want, because I've got camera number 2 here. It's going to be a pain. Let's have a look. Setitan, a shiny holo. Look at that. If we can just see where we can put this light. Right. And that is, well, you have to sort of look up what region it's from. I'm not 100% sure on everything, because I'm not the best at certain things like that, but I like my Pokemon. I'm just not well versed in the language or in it at all. But let's have a look and see if we can find it in our book. So we'll go to the letter C, C-E, because it might not be a very popular character. So yes, I think we bypass that. Not very common, but you can see here we've got like Charizard, Charjabug, Charmander, Mega Charizard, Y, and Mega Charizard. Flame Pokemon, right? All the, I guess, more popular Pokemon characters. That's something I will skip, and I'll try and show my, I don't know, ones that I really like in the collection. And so here we have Zapdos. I believe I collected this, actually maybe not this one, but I did have a Zapdos from about 8 years ago. They didn't really go up in value, and that's the price to pay for Pokemon collecting. It doesn't always go up in value. Some cards do, some cards don't. That's Zapdos there. And it shows the illustrator, but it doesn't show what series it's from. And this is actually, the year is 2020, the release, and that's 048 185. Put that in the right spot. And we'll move along. I like Articuno. It's not a bad looking card. Well, that one doesn't have a display. Hang on. I'm trying to refat it. You got to be careful because you have to sell these cards to people. So you've got to be very, very careful in what you do. And this one is from 2022, which wasn't too long ago, but it's surely going by every minute of the day, to the point where we are just going too far into the future. Right. And then that might be the spot. Articuno, it's not a bad looking card. It's from 2022. And of course, if we go into here, we should be able to find Articuno. The very start, Articuno, right there, if we can see that. And Articuno is an ice flying, and how to say it, Articuno. And legendary Pokemon from the Kanto region. Does not evolve. And I won't get into too much detail, but there it is again. Articuno. Fantastic. And some of these cards I do like a little bit. This one is a bit on the devalued side because it has a little bit too much whiting around the edges. As these were in a bundle, right? And now they're back to back up against another card. So here is Chansey, right there. That will focus. Chansey. And this card is from 2016. And this is from the Evolution series. The reason I know this is because I collected that series back then, and it has 108 cards. And from 2016, that is very obvious. This is a reverse holo, and on the other side is Haunter, which is from 2022. I'm not familiar with the series it is a part of, but there is Haunter. Again, another card that is pretty good. And back in 2016, I did collect a few of the cards and put them in the folder, which I've since taken out. Poliwhirl and Poliwrath seem to be my favourite cards at the time. I liked the art. No value, but I liked the art, right? And we have a Voltorb reverse holo, which again from the Evolution series 2016. And again, that is 10 years ago, if you can imagine that. And hopefully the lighting will be favourable to the point where I can see this. And a reverse holo. Again, I'm going through cards that I adore a lot, or like the art, but that one was okay. Oh God! So what you don't want to do, you don't want to damage your cards because they need to go up for resale. Sometimes it's hard to get out, and we'll have a look through here. We should be able to find Voltorb. Out you go, dead. There we go, Voltorb, right there at the top. And it is an electric type, and it is from the Kanto region. What more to say? It evolves into Electrode, as you can see right there. Right. just going to use this book periodically throughout the video. Let's go. And so, I mean, we got Pikachu in there. Pikachu, I mean, it could be considered an overrated card, but does have some pretty good artwork every so often. And then you find out the value is either substantial or, I don't know, mid-tier, mid-range, to the point where you can make a couple dollars, like $50 here and there and whatnot, you know what I mean? Anyway, so we have Metapod. Now this is most likely from the Evolutions series. There's Metapod. And yep, it's a reverse holo. Tiny bit of whiting around the edge. I haven't really gotten to a stage where I'd have cards graded. The only time I would have a card graded, in my opinion, is if I decided to start doing that and they were pack fresh, I guess. And yeah, I'd go from there if I was serious about it. We got a Kingdra in the reverse holo, and this is from 2022, and I'm unfamiliar with the series that it's from, but here we go, reverse holo, if you can sort of see that. Kingdra. And see, a lot of these were taken out to put up for resale, but I will show you some of the stuff anyway. Some interesting artwork, but not a lot of familiarity with the characters, in my opinion. And I don't know if you remember these, and I'm not sure how many series continue to make these style of cards, and I'm pretty sure these are real cards, and they have the sort of like weird Tarzo looking holographic, the Venetian blind style of look, as you can see there. And this is from 2022, so they must have been experimenting, or I have been behind. Hisian, Basculegion. I do not like some of the names of these characters or some of these characters whatsoever, just because it's not from when I grew up with it. And we have a nice Meowth here. Well, reverse holo. It's not particularly great, but I just found it just now, so you get to have a look at it. Meowth. And let's see what Meowth looks like in here, because I'm thinking it will be in here. KLM Meowth, ME, mate. And there he is, laughing in his true colours, in his true form. Meowth. Look at that pretty little thing. And he is from the Kanto region. How to say Meowth, obviously, sort of, not for a child maybe, but yeah. He evolves into Persian, but we rarely see Persian. I know, we mostly see Meowth as the character. And this is the end. I'll show you a couple of things. So let's try and have a look here. We've got Pikachu. And we got Machamp, Machoke, Vileplume. I don't know if you can see that correctly. I'll pull out a couple of these here. I'll start with like Vileplume, and we'll go from there. Nice little holographic right there. And 6 out of 147, which makes me not know what region it's from. Evolves from Gloom. And then you have Machoke, or Machamp, in this one here. Let's just move that over a second. Again, it's most difficult to get them out. We have Machamp, reverse holo, as you can see right there. And that will do it for that display folder. And time to get into the secondary display folder here. Oh yes, I like a lot of the Pokemon Go cards, but not much value in them, I don't believe. And this one doesn't have any plastic sleeves on them. So here's the Pokemon Go Blastoise, and I usually won't resell unless I devalue it a little bit, because my hands are getting all over this because I didn't put it in a sleeve to begin with. I face the consequences of my actions. Right, so Golisopod is the next card from Pokemon Go, a holographic. 026078. There we go. And I'm sure I've missed a lot of Pokemon series since it first originated in the 90s and mid 2000s and things like that, where name changes, or well, not name changes, new characters came out, so maybe I'm a bit behind in it all. Now we've got a Growlithe. This might be Sun and Moon. Reverse holo. Oh, actually, it's hard to tell. It looks like it's a complete mirror. I don't know if... Look, I'm behind, so like it looks like the entire card is hollow, but I see reverse. But as I look closer, I think the middle is a bit flat, but yeah, whatever. And let's go through Mimikyu. I sold another one of these Mimikyus, a different one, and there it is, a nice holographic. Nice holographic there. Another Vileplume. And we've got this Tarzo look going on with it again. Vileplume. Right. I don't know if that's from Pokemon Go. Usually you would get a symbol. And I mean, look at this. You've got some interesting looking cards, if you don't mind me saying so. Not too bad, but not my favorite. I think it might just be the style that's throwing me off a little bit, convincing me that it is of beauty when perhaps it is not. This is an interesting looking Lickitung. I just don't know if I'm a fan of the holographic, but the art is not too bad. Interesting, of course. And moving on, we have a nice Raichu looking at us in the middle. Reverse holographic, evolves from Pikachu. And I'm not sure that we really see much of Raichu than Pikachu in general, but there it is, the beauty. Again, not the most amazing art. It's just Pikachu, Raichu. Very, what's the word? Overrated in many aspects, but overrated simply means to me that it came from the original series, so obviously it's going to have more favour over newer friends that come in. And Decidueye, Sharpedo, Alolan Mach. That's a nice little Crobat. Oh, that might be from Sun and Moon. There you go. Crobat. And thus ends the second display folder. And you're probably saying maybe my organization skills are terrible, but again, I really just started this in 2016 and then basically stopped for a while. But the way I started was we had this little Asian supermarket within walking distance from us, and they sold Pokemon cards, and I grabbed the packet. I didn't know if they were real or not, but then I found out they were fake, and then all of a sudden I started buying booster boxes, and I mean, Sun and Moon turned out to be a little bit of a waste of money, but it still costed a pretty penny for one box, 36 packs I think it was. And these are just loose right here. There you go, some loosies. These might be commons, non-holographic. I think I was collecting at the time. We've got a Jesse and James trainer card, reverse holographic, slumped in with a bunch of other cards, great. And of course I don't know this until I do a video on it. Right, and a lot of cards have become slightly bent over time, which I think is normal. If not, I apologize for my poor collecting skills. That is Jesse and James, 58 out of 68 from whatever the hell that series is. And again, I think I stopped collecting after Sun and Moon or Evolutions, possibly. It would have been nice to have Generations, because I do adore a lot of cards. I'm not a fan of these V cards or these mega cards. I just like simplicity. And what's the other style? I've already forgotten. GX cards, EX cards, they're okay, GX and EX, but once you go into like V cards and all the other newer ones, I believe they are, it starts to be a loss of value. And here's my babies right here, Poliwrath. We have Triss, and these are from Sun and Moon, and we got two of the same. Oh, hang on. Two of the same series, Evolutions, which reverse holo and a holographic. So we got this one's from Evolutions. This is my reverse holo right there. Kept it in this display folder, I think, for eternity, in case it went up. And I think this is Sun and Moon, right? One of the cards I do like, which is a holographic. And then you have Evolutions again, which is just a holographic. Not a bad little guy there. I liked Poliwrath for card collecting. Just nice graphics in my opinion. And there is what's left of my Pikachu collection. I honestly. There are duplicates in there, which isn't great. And there we have it. Those are my display folders. I do have loose cards lying around in places, but yeah. And here we go. Some loosies. Right. Pokeball. This is from the 2023 McDonald's collection. Quaxley. I did collect those at the time. Not much value. Zangoose, Fletchling. Just cards that I don't particularly like. But here we go. I think my child has put his collection in here. Just because I think he wants them sold. Charmander. Not sure of the series. Chameleon. Toadstool. Tailmask Ogerpon. Weird name. Ninetales, probably a common, just no holographic. Now I'm just going to try and get through some of these, or I will skip over some and pick what I do like. So we got a Darkrai here. I remember collecting a few EX, GX versions. And another one of those. Pawmi. Like the sparkling look on these cards. Not too bad. Milotic. Look at that. Nice. And these are my Dragon Ball cards. Just a couple there. And Pawmot EX. Not sure what series, but that is sealed. As you can see. Like so. Oh, that's a nice Groudon. Radiant. These are alright looking cards, but probably a bit overrated unless you get something with a nice graphic. Sandshrew, Chansey again. Nice looking card, reverse holo. Oh, this is a nice Raichu. Kindra. Togepi, Zekrom, Clefairy, Japanese, and Victory Bell. Not sure of the series, I apologise. And this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! I've just got a bunch of stuff together. Japanese. Slowbro, reverse. Zapdos, yeah, pretty generic. Claydol. Tandemos, nice. It's an okay graphic. Pawmo again. Oh, look at this. Let's have a look. Heatrodon. Not a bad card. Pikachu, and another Pikachu from the McDonald's collection 2023. It's not bad. The Duo Evolutions. pretty generic. Another Growlithe. Right. And Ponyta. Now, let's put this away, and I've got to be gentle with these because these are for sale, so please call me out if I am being problematic with these, because I do try my best. Now we're looking at the last tin here. Metang. Right, let's get them out, move them along. This one I think I've been trying to sell for a while. I thought it had value at one point, but apparently not. And another Quaxley from the McDonald's collection. Fuecoco, McDonald's collection, I'm thinking. This one I've had forever, Gumshoes GX, Sun and Moon. And a Pokemon Go Pikachu. Very cool. Pokemon Center Lady Reverse. Oh, my baby Poliwrath. Loosely in there. Shiinotic. Looks like it's from the Sun and Moon collection. Energy Switch. Raikou. Roseanne's backup. Again, some of these cards, they're not bad looking. Not bad. But obviously a good graphic is desirable. We got Dragonite. Togekiss. A couple more Pikachus from the Pokemon McDonald's collection. Again, I don't know why these are in here. Fuecoco. Magina EX. Again, Articuno. Fantastic. Miyoto. And Nest Bowl. Radiant Jirachi. I sold a different version of that. Muscle EX, not bad. Sealed. Aerodactyl GX, which I'm trying to sell, which I've done for a while. And finishing off with Ponyta. And thank you for watching. That was my collection so far. And this is the book that my children own, but I do recommend it. It's a nice, fun little book. We got this for $1 at a book fair. Thank you again. See you later.